Hey gang, here we are, still on the Low Carb Cruise, and I still think you should be here, but you'd have to swim a ways. I'm here with Dietitian Cassie, and that is her URL, by the way, at dietitiancassie.com, and I have not looked at your website, I confess, so I will be frequenting your website from now on. And she is that rarest of all creatures. Yes, she is a registered dietitian who recommends a low-carb, high-fat diet. And good on you for that.
Thank you.
Good on. I have eaten hospital food once. It was nasty.
It is.
It was nasty. I had a myomectomy a few years ago, and I made a big batch of bone broth beforehand and had my husband bring me thermoses full of bone broth in the hospital. But you were talking about in your talk in the sessions, you were talking about the fact that a lot of continuing education for RDs is sponsored by big food corporations, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Pepsi, like that. And that obviously has to influence what they're saying. Oh, well, soda is a perfectly valid part of your life if you just drink it now. And everything in I've always known that everything, not ever, always, but long suspected that everything in moderation is the cry of the junk food apologist. Mm-hmm. But I want to know, do you feel that the food industry is influencing what RDs are being taught at the university level before they get their certification? Do you think they're influencing curriculum?
Absolutely. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics will say that their corporate sponsorships are not having any influence on their evidence-based information. But the problem is they're the ones putting on these educational seminars that dietitians do get continuing education credits for. And the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has been quoted to say that Pepsi company offers enjoyable and wholesome foods and beverages. And to me, that's really hard when this is the foundation that is educating registered dietitians. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics that's the route you have to go. You have to go through them to become a registered dietitian. To work in any clinical setting, you have to be a registered dietitian. So you obtain, an accredited internship through the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So all of the educational programs to become a registered dietitian are based on the evidence provided by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So when the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics is getting all their money from these big corporate sponsorships like Pepsi and Coke and McDonald's and General Mills and Kellogg's, there lies a really big problem here.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And of course, at least in the United States, there's a strong resistance to using public money for this kind of research and for this kind of funding, and everybody seems to feel, oh well, private is better, and yet I'm not sure that this is a situation in which the profit motive is leading to the greatest good for the greatest number. I told you the other day that I have a friend who has gone and gotten her RD after working with Dr. Eric Westman at Duke University. And she said that she would be in one class learning that insulin was the storage hormone. And then she would go across the hall to another classroom and they tell her that weight gain was all a matter of calories in, calories out. Mm-hmm. Was this your experience as well?
Yeah, I learned all about calories, and they teach you all the different equations to figure out exactly how many calories a person needs at any point in their life based on their gender. And the problem is, it's not all about calories, and there's so much research out there that supports this, that it's not all about calories. It's about so much more than that. Timing and what you're eating. What about quality of food versus the quantity of the food? The quality is so much more important to balance all of those hormones that are responsible for your appetite and your cravings and your metabolism. There's so much more that goes into it, but they really focused, at least when I was in school to be a dietitian, I actually know it is the same way because I have a few interns working underneath me that are learning so much new information from me. And I think, I'm teaching about healthy fats and quality proteins and nutrient-dense carbohydrates, and they're not getting that in school to become a dietitian. They're hardly even learning about healthy fats. They'll get excited and send me an email when their professor mentions that avocados are actually healthy because that's not what they're being taught. Avocados are higher in calories because they are fat, and fat has more calories per gram. So if it's all about calories, avocados aren't healthy, and that doesn't make any sense. They're real food.
They're also the best source of potassium I'm aware of. I don't know why bananas have that reputation, because they just have a good press agent or something, because the average avocado has way more potassium than the average banana. Yeah, it's there's a schizophrenia going on. The 100-calorie pack thing drives me crazy. Every time you see that ad for 100-calorie packs on TV, folks, I want you to yell at the television, 100 calories of what? So it's not calories in, calories out. It's what are, as Mira and Jason would say, the Carltons who have been on this cruise as well, rich calories, poor calories, So thank you very much. I hope you're coming on the cruise again next year.
Sure.
Excellent. And you all come too.
Yes, you better.